Let's talk about immigration policy, specifically the kind that feels like it was dreamed up after binge-watching The Apprentice, where every decision is dramatic, every move is bold, and the stakes are always sky-high. In the world of US immigration, things can change overnight, but this time the change was so audacious, it left even seasoned observers stunned. Imagine waking up to find that getting a work visa now costs as much as driving off the lot in a brand new luxury car. Not just any car, but the kind that turns heads and empties bank accounts. That's the new reality for skilled workers and the companies that need them. On September 19, 2025, the Trump administration dropped a bombshell. A new H-1B visa fee set at a jaw-dropping $100,000 per new visa. Headlines exploded, social media lit up, and business leaders scrambled to make sense of the news. This wasn't a minor tweak, it was a policy grenade tossed into the global talent pool, with just 48 hours notice before it took effect. Companies had barely enough time to process the shock, let alone prepare for the fallout. The H-1B visa has long been a bridge between the US and India, powering Silicon Valley with skilled workers who bring innovation, expertise, and fresh ideas. For decades, this program has been the backbone of America's tech dominance, connecting two nations through talent and ambition. Now that bridge has a toll booth demanding a king's ransom. The path that once welcomed the world's brightest minds is suddenly blocked by a price tag that few can afford, threatening to turn opportunity into exclusivity. The shockwaves were immediate. This isn't just about paperwork, but about families making life-changing decisions, careers put on hold, and the very architecture of the global tech industry thrown into uncertainty. For many, dreams of working in America now seem out of reach. The US-India relationship, a cornerstone of modern geopolitics and economic growth, is suddenly being tested by a 9-figure price tag on human capital. Diplomats and CEOs alike are left wondering what this means for the future of collaboration and innovation. So, what happens when immigration policy is wielded like a sledgehammer, smashing through established norms and expectations? The ripple effects are felt far beyond government offices. They reach into boardrooms, living rooms, and classrooms around the world. The $100,000 visa fee is more than just a number, it's a story of disruption, diplomacy, and the true value of global talent. As the world watches, the question remains, who gets to cross the bridge and at what cost? The H-1B visa is often called the golden ticket for skilled foreign professionals. Think tech, finance, engineering, and medicine. It's the gateway that allows talented individuals from around the world to bring their expertise to the United States, filling roles that are critical to the country's economic growth and technological leadership. It's how Silicon Valley has attracted the world's brightest minds, building teams that drive innovation at a global scale. And, overwhelmingly, those minds come from India, whose engineers and developers have become the backbone of America's tech revolution. In 2024, a staggering 71% of all H-1B visas went to Indian nationals. China, the next closest country, received just 12%. This massive gap highlights just how central Indian talent has become to the American workforce, especially in high-demand sectors. Indian engineers and programmers are the engine room of US innovation, powering everything from nimble startups to tech giants like Amazon and Google. Their contributions are woven into the very fabric of American progress. For US companies, the H-1B isn't just a hiring tool, it's about survival in the global tech race. These visas help fill critical skills gaps, drive new ideas, and keep America at the forefront of technological advancement. Amazon alone received over 10,000 H-1B approvals in the first half of 2025, underscoring just how vital this program is for the biggest names in tech. For Indian workers, the H-1B is more than a job offer, it's a life-changing opportunity. It's often the first step toward entrepreneurship, homeownership, and even US citizenship, opening doors for entire families. They bring not just technical skills, but fresh perspectives, entrepreneurial spirit, and ambitions that help shape the future of American business. The H-1B program, for all its flaws and controversies, has long symbolized the American dream and the power of global collaboration, where talent knows no borders, or at least it did, until now. The future of this not-so-secret ingredient is suddenly uncertain. Before last Friday, an H-1B petition cost a few $1,000s. Now, $100,000 per new application. The White House claims this is about prioritizing American workers, arguing that high fees will force companies to hire domestically. The fee, they say, will reserve H-1Bs for only the most exceptional talent if their employers can afford it. But there's a catch, a national interest exemption, allowing the administration to grant waivers at its discretion. This turns a blunt policy into a political tool, where influence could matter more than need. Why now? The timing, just before midterms, is no accident. It's red meat for a base worried about jobs and immigration. The administration gets to look tough, even if it throws a multi-billion-dollar industry and a key diplomatic relationship into chaos. The real goal isn't nuanced policy, it's political theater. And the fallout? That's everyone else's problem. The aftermath? Pure chaos. Imagine you're an Indian engineer visiting family. Suddenly you're scrambling to get back to the US before the new fee hits. Airports were scenes of panic, with people abandoning flights and families separated in the rush. The administration's muddled messaging only fueled the confusion, with many unsure if the fee applied to them. Clarification came too late for those who'd already changed plans or missed work. Corporate America went into crisis mode. Tech giants like Microsoft and Amazon urged H-1B employees to stay put or return immediately. For Indian IT firms like Tata Consultancy Services, the new fee threatened their entire business model. How do you send consultants to the US when each visa costs $100,000? The abrupt rule change left no time for adjustment, maximizing disruption for businesses and families alike. The message: global talent, proceed at your own risk. India's government responded with measured concern, warning of humanitarian consequences and disruptions for families. They emphasized the deep ties between the two nations, hoping the US would reconsider. But India's IT industry was blunt. NASSCOM slammed the policy, warning it would drive innovation and jobs out of the US. If American companies can't hire global talent, they'll move high-value work overseas. The policy, meant to protect US jobs, could end up exporting them. Countries like Canada and the UK are ready to welcome the talent America is turning away. The message: this isn't just hurting India, it's a self-inflicted wound for the US. The H-1B fee hike didn't happen in isolation. It landed amid a tense transactional US-India relationship. Trade imbalances and tit-for-tat tariffs have already strained ties, with the US targeting India over Russian oil and other disputes. The fee looks less like immigration policy and more like a bargaining chip in stalled trade talks. The message: if you won't budge on trade, we'll squeeze you where it hurts. Your people. What was once a partnership built on shared values is now a series of transactional disputes. The H-1B issue is now tangled up with tariffs on everything from motorcycles to dairy. This approach risks poisoning the well for real cooperation on bigger issues, from China to climate change. The White House defends the new fee as a way to stop abuse of the H-1B system and protect American workers, arguing that it's a necessary step to ensure that US jobs go to US citizens first. Officials say this policy is about fairness and putting American interests at the forefront of immigration decisions. Their argument is simple. If a company is willing to pay $100,000 for a foreign worker, it must truly need that person, not just want to save money by hiring cheaper labor from abroad. The fee, they say, acts as a filter, making sure only the most essential positions are filled by international talent. It's a politically potent message tapping into real anxieties about job security, stagnant wages, and the pressures of global competition. For many Americans, the fear of losing out to overseas workers is deeply personal and emotional. But critics argue this approach misunderstands the realities of the tech industry. There simply aren't enough skilled Americans to fill all these roles, especially in fast-growing fields like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and software engineering. H-1B workers aren't displacing Americans. They're filling a critical gap that lets companies grow, innovate, and stay competitive on the world stage. Without them, many startups and established firms alike would struggle to keep up. The idea that H-1Bs are cheap labor is a myth. Regulations require their paid prevailing wages, often matching or exceeding what American workers earn for the same jobs. These rules are strictly enforced to prevent undercutting. The real risk isn't just about jobs today, but about US competitiveness tomorrow. If America falls behind in innovation, the consequences could be long-lasting. If companies can't access global talent, innovation will slow and move elsewhere. Countries like India, China, and Germany are eager to attract the world's best minds, and they're ready to step in where the US steps back. The policy might protect some jobs now, but at the cost of the industries that create them. Over time, fewer opportunities could mean more layoffs and less growth for everyone. In the long run, America could lose its edge, not just in technology, but in the very industries that have defined its economic strength for generations. The long-term consequences could be transformative and not in America's favor. For decades, the US has led the world in attracting top talent, fueling its economic and technological dominance. The $100,000 fee sends a chilling message. America is no longer open for business. Other countries are already rolling out the red carpet for the talent the US is turning away. The result? A slow but steady diversion of the world's best minds to places like Canada, the UK, and Germany. US innovation, built on immigrant entrepreneurship, could hollow out as companies offshore R&D and talent. For India, this could be a catalyst to build its own Silicon Valley. Whether this is a temporary tactic or a permanent shift, the tremors will be felt for years to come.